I don't even know. I don't.
Dearest mother, we have another two-parter episode. Or what you can define as a two-parter episode with this unforsaken abomination of a comedy. No.
They're not even trying to hold the plot for longer than 2 minutes anymore. They're just throwing skits in the wind and hoping it works.
Yeah.
Basically.
So we watched 23 and 24, Stone Cold Crazy and Gorilla Sushi. They do connect, I swear. Kamiyama explains the concept of change. Yamaguchi and Ishikawa discover Gorilla serving sushi at a restaurant. And then Gorilla, whom everyone calls Gory, is now working at a sushi restaurant named Gorilla Sushi. He is liked by all of his coworkers. When the restaurant owner fights with his son, a speculator overselling the restaurant, Gory takes the matters in his own hands. We'll get to the rest of that plot description in a moment.
Plot.
Plot.
He says.
Ha! I dare you define it as plot. No. So let's just get the nonsense out of the way first with the first part of episode 23. Fake Takenuchi got glasses. He's still there. I don't know why he's in school, but I guess he has nowhere else to go.
I guess.
Hayashida's like, hey man, we just want to say, we understand, but it doesn't make it funny. It's not a joke. I have glasses on. Yeah. We all have glasses
on. Exactly. I'm
it's like that.
What?
It's like that Aladdin skit. He's got a sword. Oh, you idiots. We all got swords.
We all got swords.
You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you? You hit a guy with glasses.
So then Kamiyama goes through what this show can charitably describe as a character arc of change. And he's had it up to here because everyone's just like, you've grown cold, Kamiyama. You're different now. He's like, no, I haven't changed. Here, let me go through all of these things to describe why.
And successfully not make any progress in that field whatsoever.
Man, it just looks like Kamiyama's just reading a chill or something like that. And like, there is a difference between their legs on the desk and reading. No, there's not. There's not.
Kamiyama looks clearly more irritated than Hayashida does.
I'll kill you all. Oh, that's scary.
See, if you're mad all the time, no one really matters. But then you get mad the once and you're like, whoa.
And then my favorite line read after they bring Gory the gorilla to compare to Hayashida. This discussion got a little weird somewhere.
That defines the entire episode.
It's like a character study. And then for some reason, Gory has a watch at different points. He's never had that watch before. Okay. And something like Akiba Maid Wars, they would have said like Gory's student and a gorilla or something like that. But
I got nothing.
That's like, it's like, whoa, Gory looks like a superstar with the microphone in his hand. It's like a magic trick.
Which one of this do you think would be better at karaoke?
And then my other favorite line read, this is a technique that exploits the dark recesses of the psyche. How? Okay. Who would you vote for?
At this point, they're just saying words.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, it's like, oh no, here comes another Yamaguchi segment. Like, I'm sorry, I think his are the weakest.
They're always the same thing, pretty much.
And then
this is the most different one they've ever had with him.
Yeah, it's probably the best one. Then with Ishikawa, who I swear his voice actor is just blowing out his vocal cords at that one point because it sounds like he's like straining. She's like, hey, Yamaguchi!
You're trying to back out on paying me and get me sushi.
And yeah, Ishikawa doesn't care that there's a gorilla in the sushi shop. No. Until he tries it, and it's like, oh, it's like, this is pretty good. That's a gorilla!
Wait, he's not supposed to be in here?
You know what this reminds me of? The Chicken Boo segments of Animaniacs,
Oh,
where
that's
it's like, where it's like it takes them throughout the whole segment to realize, wait a minute, that's a chicken.
Yeah.
that's accurate. That's pretty spot on. And then it says like another good line read. It don't matter. Just read that in Carl's line read from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. And then Intruder Gorilla, because it turns out that Gory does not actually work there.
No.
It's like, gee, Willikers, what gave you that the tip off, detective?
As the owner comes in, Sakura!
And then entirely different ending theme song, or it's popped up a couple times, which I don't get it. Okay, whatever.
And are these like scenes of episodes that like haven't happened?
No idea. I'd have to
rewatch
rewatch
like a baseball game.
Yeah, the baseball one was the whole episode where they get lost in the forest.
But like they're at an actual game.
Oh yeah, no, that I don't think that actually happened.
Yeah, I don't think I blanked that much out.
It's easy to just zone out with this show.
Yeah.
And then I read a little bit of the manga online, and it was brought over by ADV, but then of course the distribution got canceled because ADV folded, because who knows where all that money was going. And when they say like, if you really want to know what happened, read the manga. Really, it's not it's not too different. It's not like the original manga was like some serious delinquent drama. It was pretty much the same, just in comic format. It goes all the way from the guy eating all the pencils from the first episode to whatever we have now. So anyway, so with episode 24, we get the backstory and life of Gory working at the sushi restaurant called Gorilla Sushi. He's at the fish market. I'm sure it's like the big famous one that's in Japan that everyone talks about in food shows. And then Hayashida is in the background. I don't know if y'all spotted him. Like, for some reason, he was just standing in the background. No idea why he was there. They needed a placement for someone there. Okay, whatever. Moving on.
Continuity is not a thing.
Yeah. All the fishmongers know Gory. So they're like, morning, Mr. Gory. And then that one fisherman guy is just like, oh, yeah, I can't rest. I'm too poor to rest. And it's like, ouch. Ouch.
Ouch.
Oh, gosh. So, it turned into like a typical slice of life anime thing. This wouldn't look so out of place. I mean, the gorilla does stand out, but my point is,
really,
the trip to the fish shop for a sushi joint, like, I don't know, it reminds me of like this Japanese drama that I kind of like called Midnight Diner or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then it turns out there's some interpersonal family drama with the sushi owner and a loan shark. And the loan shark is just like trying to get him to shut down the restaurant, and the owner's just like, don't hurt him, Gory. That's my only son.
Which it took 24 episodes of me watching this show where I'm like, I know who that voice actor is. Who do you guys think that is?
Christopher Ayers?
Nope.
Jason Douglas?
No. It's Vic
No,
Mignogna.
he's some...
Oh, God. No.
Oh.
I now, like, that is haunting me. I watched him for all the seasons of Ruby. I have not seen all of Full Metal Alchemist, but I remember it. And then from Soul Eater, I will never not remember Vic's voice. And I hate that that's one of the ones that I always recognize, because I can't stand him anymore.
Of course. No, who can?
Because he just turned out to be a freaking creep. But as soon as I hit, I'm like, watch this the whole time. I'm like, this is so weird. None of the other ones, I'm like, I know them. And then he hits, and I'm like, I know who that is. Oh, do I know who that is? And I hit the IMDb. I'm like, God dang it.
He was in a few ADV dubs. Like, he was the main character for the Mystical Ninja starring Goemon anime. And like, and some of the other ones. And I think Ghost Stories also made a personal jab at him way before everything happened.
I wouldn't doubt it. Monica Rial is in Ghost Stories, so I would not doubt at all that there was some stuff said about Vic Mignogna in it.
I think it was like one of the characters. It's like, oh, I get it. You're like one of those Vic Mignogna types, and it's like, oh god, talk about jokes that don't age well.
That crap is still going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway,
Anyway,
I just thought it was so weird. We were almost through the show and I didn't recognize anyone, and then it hits and it had to be him. I'm like, ah.
I recognize a few of the actors through this whole thing. Like I recognize Jason Douglas and Greg Ayers. The others are definitely like hit and miss with how I recognize them. But anyway, yeah. So like the son is being like, close down the store, Pop. I love how he said Pop.
Pops.
Like, it's like, come on, you don't even want to run this money hole, Pops. And then Gory does the cool anime drama thing of being all symbolic and making the sushi owner banana sushi, which really does sound like the worst thing ever. I don't know how you make a banana sweetness go against vinegar and rice.
Yeah, that was
can't.
I could, if I was stuck with only eating bananas for the rest of my life, I could. I freaking love bananas. But the second they showed that, I'm like,
yeah, no. And then it's like, it's symbolic. He's like, oh, I get it now, because like I'm trying to force my sushi love onto my son, and and our relationship is drifting apart. And then the son is like, the son got the whole same treatment, and like it's sweet in its own regard of the show, even though you don't care about any of these characters. They're just one-offs.
Nope.
It's just there because they wanted to give Gory his own episode.
Pretty much.
They even admit that at the end of like for like the next episode preview, like, oh yeah, we're gonna tell more character-driven serious stories. Nope, just kidding. This is a one-off.
Yeah. And there's one line that bugs me a little, because it was just like, oh, what happened to Gory? Oh yeah, he went to the health center. And it's just like, so a gorilla can't make sushi after all. And they're like, I guess we could judge him by his looks. Don't do that. Yes. No, Mike and I just got through a whole show called Lookism, which is all about how lookism is a terrible, shitty thing that people do. Like, good Lord. Oh, this show. I completely forgot about this 2-part episode. For some reason, it just blanked out of my mind. I think the last one I remember was the whole lackey's name fiasco, and that was it.
Yeah.
Except for the very last episode, but we'll get to that. So,
which is a weirdly spread episode from 3 episodes ago.
Yeah.
It's so
weird.
Mean,
it's so weird, but it's funny. Just funny.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, all right. We only got 2 more episodes left.
I know. I'm kind of sad to see it go, but I'm also kind of ready.
Yes.
Same.
All right. Yes. Cameron, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at CamsEyeView. I have my own website called camseyeview.biz, where I review animated films and shows from around the world called The Other Side of Animation. I am the co-host of the Renegade Animation Podcast on renegadepopculture.com. And I also have a Patreon at patreon.com/CamsEyeView. That's where you can find me.
All right. Mike, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Twitter at Ren Pop Culture. You can also find us on YouTube, on Podchaser, on the Banana Meter. Listen to all of our podcasts on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. Need an escape? So do we.
Yes, and you can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mostly Twitch and YouTube. And until next time, we'll see you all later.